back on it after the big buffs that we saw on 9.6 Ender.
And now with Gangplank being locked in, that will indicate it is going to be an Urgot in the jungle here. Go for trades. He actually loses it a lot, so he's bot lane.
Robert has to flash away, gets a lot of damage down with the feathers, but it's first blood to crown shot. They'll trade it. Norscaven gets one in response, but
Itemize for AD with the Warrior, Black Cleaver, even a Guardian Angel is a viable option. That makes him very potent. Oh my god!
Base check straight in, the spell shield's not
Morgana, no one's there to respond. Xerxes is going to try to steal.
Norscaven goes in, Selfmade gets it. Xerxes with the fear beyond death, but the stopwatch from Dreams stops it in its tracks. There's a true shot barrage as well, doesn't quite connect. But SK get the dragon, and that's all they wanted. They get out.
Oh, there's a kill top lane!
And the solo kill top lane. Beautiful stuff there from Warlip as well.
Herald play and use that to eventually break this tower. Unlocks the entire map. It basically means that every time you push minion waves down mid lane, the other team has to wait a couple
of respond with some vision of their own, but it looks like SK might be taking the fight here. Dreams face check straight into Humanoid. The binding gonna connect. Puts down the Unbreakable. Here comes Norscaven from the side with the charm, but Warlip's on his way up. Humanoid already killed Dreams, but Norscaven falls as well. Warlip gets onto the back line, and Humanoid with a great soul shackles will catch him out. Stuns him up. Humanoid has to flash the wall, and now SK. Oh, a superb blade call.
Chachi!
And Chachi jumps in with a parlay. Churchy there on the front line. Xerxes down. Xerxes has the level advantage, and he will get the dragon. Selfmade flashes out of the back. And Splyce equalized that dragon score.
To funnel into that next tier, to get the CDR and get towards stacking now. Oh my god, wait a second.
Chachi just melted underneath the tower. Warlip gets the 1v1. 2 tower shots, one more would be enough, but it doesn't.
Right now, Warlip is proving that Visage actually comes.
Here we go. He's going to force the 4v4. The charm comes out. They root up one. It's Dreams. Crown shot jumps across the wall. Over here comes Pyrian. Baby on death will knock him back as Xerxes locks him up. Crown shot down to Cobby. Pops the feathers and manages to survive. Eventually dunked down by Selfmade. Norscaven now across the wall. Will be forced away as well, but Splyce come out on top in the fight.
Control this top side of the map.
And it was such a big fight as well because Warlip didn't have his teleport to join SK can do to turn it around in their favor.
That was the most important part. Splyce singling out those two members and immediately punishing them. While Selfmade was trying to take the Herald, SK didn't have the grouping needed to try and fight back against that comp, and that's why you can see Cobby flashing into the backlines, because that usually should never happen.
And when we think about win conditions now, we think about how are both these teams looking to try and win these games. Splyce will want to try and create more of those scenarios. They
aren't out of it yet, but Warlip might be caught out. Xerxes just waiting until Warlip goes in, can use that devastating charge to get away, dodging around as much as he can, goes in onto Chachi. Xerxes will knock him back with the disdain, and the fear beyond death just pulls him in.
Win condition for SK is being shut down. Yes, he has found 2 solo kills up against Vizichachi, but the question is, can he actually get
diving on the back line? You've got Humanoid with the ability to catch someone out.
And now there's no Hecarim with them at the moment. SK are trying to walk into the river, but they don't have the front line.
It's only a cloud drake. They almost take down Norscaven straight away. They do get him. The Vivian that's been used here as well. Dreams will fall as well, but a great true shot barrage. Xerxes running away. There's the teleport. Onslaught of Shadows is available for Warlip.
Well, I do feel the teleport could have come out a little bit sooner from Warlip. Ultimately, the fact that they could change...
Don't face check into Xerxes. There's the GLP. Slow comes out, Binder connects, and now Xerxes can go in with the disdain, knocks him back. Pyrian stunned up, pulled back into the grinder, and Xerxes on a rampage. 4-0 on this Urgot jump. 4,000 HP should be an easy enough secure here for Splyce. Xerxes will secure it, and that is a great Baron take. 25 minutes in from Splyce to get to safety. Splyce still feels a little bit like they're hankering for a fight here. Norscaven gonna go in with the charm, but doesn't connect on anyone. He jumps back, the root lands onto Dreams. Once again, the baby on death will pull him back. He's done, 1-0, and Splyce continue forward, stepping forward, straight in. The flash in from Xerxes, straight up to the back line. That's 2. Splyce looking for a little bit more as they get the GOP, but Warlip has to use the ult defensively, and Splyce are just breaking down the structures of SK.
Splyce were able to completely split up SK in that fight. It's a beautiful engage in the mid lane. I don't even know why SK are there, but Splyce see the opportunity, playing for the fight, and they get the inhib.
SK don't have the defense to hold on to the line. Splyce have all 5 members. They have a cannon minion as well. They could look to end the game right now.
Second inhibitor, and if they can, it makes the next Baron oh so easy, and the close from there, a piece of cake. Shot is 40% CDR, which is very, very valuable on the Ezreal. I'll be honest, it's not something I've seen a lot of.
They do turn straight onto him, but Selfmade flashes away. Pyrian now coming in from the side. Feather Storm. Oh, this is huge! Look at the damage, and already Humanoid is dead. Warlip coming in with the Onslaught of Shadows. They'll get 2 as a shutdown for Pyrian. And now Xerxes caught out. Norscaven fighting Selfmade up towards the top side. Xerxes gonna fall as well. It's another shutdown for SK. They're gonna take 4 for nothing as Splyce started the battle. Baron, but met their demise.
It's a miracle team fight for SK. Pyrian goes in right at the start and burns the defense from Kabe. He has nowhere to go from that point, and SK have found a way right back into this one.
And huge question marks for me with regards to Splyce. There was no teleport from Vizicachi. SK, they were able to just walk through all of that vision and get the ideal team fight. Norskeren engaging onto the Java.
Short to fall, double cannon wave pushing in, but maybe Splyce just going to group up as a 5 and look for the team fight. The tower goes down, still LeBlanc pushing in the bottom lane. Selfmade always have questions about where you assign your lanes. And Selfmade just going in, Kobe called out, but he uses the Feather Storm to survive for the moment. He's down to the True Shot Barrage, and SK have somehow turned this around. Chachi jumped up by Whirlip on the backline. Xerxes trying to do what he can, almost takes out Pyrian, but he'll escape. Norskeren low, Dreams low, but SK are the ones coming out on top. That's another kill for Whirlip. He gets a double, called out by Humanoid underneath the tower. Xerxes will knock him back, but the Sterak shield will keep him alive for the moment. Humanoid has to flash away, and still SK are the ones on the front foot.
Without Kabe, Splyce just don't have the damage. SK do not have much health on multiple members, but Pyrian teleports back in. They have a minion wave, and the death timers are oh so long for the side of Splyce.
Off a single call, SK could have turned this game straight on its head. They were back in their base, they were beaten and bruised, but somehow they've turned it around, and Splyce are now the ones defending their Nexus towers. It's all on Humanoid, he has to do it all here with
5
Xerxes
seconds on
coming in as
Kabe.
well. 5 seconds on Kabe, only a cannon wave there. Xerxes hits the Beer Beyond Death, they'll take down Dreams, they get a consolation prize, but for it they lose so much.
Splyce to find the pick.
Crownshot just teleported up towards the top lane here as well. Splyce know that they can try and make a fight here, but they're being collapsed on all four sides. Crownshot just melts Norskeren, but will he pay for it with his life? He will. That's him down, and now Selfmade's in the middle of 3 members of Splyce. Whirlip comes in, joins the party, pops the onslaught of shadow, gets the knockback. Here comes Pyrian, diving Humanoid, perfect stopwatch just in time. Beer Beyond Death will take down 1, and Splyce now have 2. Selfmade almost trying to get some vision behind the tower there. Will be cleared out with that.
Oh, say.
Xerxes goes in, lands only onto Dreams once again. He steps in front of his AD carry, and he will go down. Norskeren still on the chase, can't quite catch up to Whirlip though. And SK will get out, only losing 1 man, but Chachi on the backside! And it's Crownshot who gets the kill. 1-for-1 trade.
He ends up giving his life away as well. So now it's a 4v4, Pyrian is alive, and SK have started the Baron.
Xerxes still alive here, doesn't have the flash, there's no blast cone for him to get in either. SK still on that Baron, it's Whirlip and Selfmade who are doing it. Crownshot called out, uses the scimitar to get away. Splyce still trying to find an avenue in here, trying to see if they can spot it out. Norskeren jumps in, Xerxes with the Beer Beyond Death. The Baron down so low, it gets secured, and it's Crownshot who gets
in 50 seconds. Every single one of these engagements means so much for these two.
Luden's Echo to pick up a Bloodthirster now. A bit more sustain in these fights if you can get it. There's an Elder Dragon on the cards. Crownshot down towards the bottom side. Glacial Fissure used, they jump onto Humanoid who flashes away, but now Xerxes caught out with a concussive blows. Humanoid so low, the charm comes out. Humanoid still alive on the backline. Xerxes will fall, Whirlip gets Humanoid, and he's still alive, and the rest of SK can come in here because already they've taken down 2. Kobe tries to pull the feathers back. Pyrian low as well, forced away, but SK come out on top and they force Splyce away.
And look at Crownshot, he's running straight for that bottom lane inhibitor while Selfmade and the rest of the team are avoiding. They're double TPing in. They must stop the bases because right now there's 1 Nexus tower standing in the way of SK's victory.
Selfmade stops them in their tracks for the moment. Kobe, Norskeren, and Chachi, it's all on you to defend, but Pyrian is already there, and with the Ezreal W, you can take that tower so easily. Whirlip now on the Nexus, and in a game of inches, it looks like SK are the ones to strike first. The shutdown comes out from Crownshot, and they were an inch away from losing, but SK take game 1.
Right? It makes playing Skarner that much harder.
Yeah, so it definitely doesn't go into that side lane idea that I was thinking SK were going to go.
Yeah, that's definitely a scary champion, right? So in terms of scaling, we have to look at this gank.
Predator coming in, Norskeren jumps in, gets the impale straight onto the Tarm. Kench can't devour himself, charmed up as well, uses the thick skin though. Selfmade on his way, Dreams still alive, Crownshot very low. Kobe will get the first kill, the second goes to Norskeren. Void Rush used there by Selfmade, trying to get onto the Kobe, will get him out in response. Chachi teleports in now, and that's 3 quick kills to Splyce in the bottom lane.
Kabe did not have the mana to use his...
Chachi over his lane opponent. He will be able to secure this tower, and he will boost that gold advantage even further. And now you're looking at Vizicachi for something that ripped SK apart the last time that these two teams.
Yeah, especially because Splyce like the Ash Arrow, but ultimately you don't have a strong front line, and that means that if you get counter-ganked, it could be bad.
There is the arrow, lands onto Norskeren, but he pops the quickness, and Xerxes there in time. Dreams will devour up his jungler, Selfmade spat out to the back, but the impale comes down, and that is a very dead Crownshot. Splyce strike in the
once
top.
again.
Oh man, and Splyce have so many tools to stall the initial engage as well. This is one of their biggest strengths in the draft, is when they go for these compositions that punish every mistake, that can stay alive for so long.
Big right now.
Now look at Vizicachi, He is on the flank, will be spotted out by World and
Straight
potentially
to
in
the blast
trouble.
and drowsy it up. He's asleep. Selfmade's going to get the knock up, and that is a very dead cannon. SK find the pick they want.
From SK, but you can see it has to be off the back of a mispositioning or a mistake from Splyce. So knowing
Even Chachi here chasing out Whirlip. There's no tower. Whirlip has nowhere to go. Shuriken will hit, and Chachi should just be able to chase him down. Whirlip trying to get the tether off, will land it, but the stun comes out as well. There's the slicing maelstrom, and Chachi just gets the 1v1 kill. Easy enough stuff this out. 6,000 HP on the Baron. Temple coming in behind by Chachi. Maybe they'll take the fight afterwards. Norscaven jumps in. A massive charm. Here comes Zerse as well. There's Blast go for him. Just splashes in. Pyrion gets the Baron, but here comes Chachi slicing through SK. Dreams use the thick skin to survive, and we go into a little bit of a freeze frame as Selfmade knocked out on the backside. The sleep lands on Humanoid, but he'll cleanse it away. SK, 3 members strong. 4 will all get out. Can Dreams survive as well as Norscaven?
Chachi ultimate, because no, it didn't do any damage, and it's because every single member on the side of SK has some form of MR.
Xerxes no flash to jump on the back line here. SK just poking out as much as they can. A little bit reminiscent of game 1. We saw Splyce fail around the Baron there. They've done it once again as SK push in towards that middle lane. Double cannon wave. Pyrion just landing those sleepy trouble bubbles from the side, poking out, and Splyce have to back away once again.
And you talked about earlier how we can use this Zoe. This is a perfect example now. They have the pressure, they have the super minions, just noticing how obnoxious this Zoe can
Look
be.
at this ultimate. It just does no damage right here. Dreams gets a massive shield on the back half of it.
SK now pushing down towards this bottom lane. Like, they are the team that have made the proactive calls. They're the team that see how Pyrion using the terrain to get those sleepy trouble bubbles back towards the back line. Humanoid had pushed down bot, now has rejoined his team.
The Tom Kench as well, and look at Xerxes. Just like, what can he do?
How'd you get anywhere near the Ash? Just slows you consistently. Norscaven trying to jump to the back line, but already Xerxes down to basically no HP. Norscaven's still alive. Humanoid using the soldiers as best he can alongside that Sundis, but he's going to get chased off. Void Rush straight into the back. Immediately pulled in with the Impale, but Selfmade goes golden with the cleanse. The QS
still alive.
He's still alive, and he gets out. Featherstorm used from Carbe almost burst down in one, but all of Splyce are just limping back towards their fountain as SK break into their base.
SK lost the Baron, but they don't even need it. They take down the inhibitor. They have a minion wave in the top lane as well. They're not going to make too much. Keep in mind, there are flashes on all the primary engage tools of Splyce, and they want to fight.
Norscaven flashes in, lands the charm onto the devoured Croucher. Here comes Chachi as well. The slicing mouse straight onto the back line already. He's taken down one. It's the shutdown. Void Rush used by Humanoid's going to push Whirlip back into the team. And Splyce have found the fight they needed. They found the comeback, and it's only Pyrion who walks away alive.
Splyce had the spells, and they found their fight with Baron up. They want to look for one more kill. Pyrion is on the run, but hey, Splyce, there's some speed boys.
There's not many places Pyrion can go from here. Sleepy Trouble Bubble will connect. The flash away up the paddle stars. 5,000 HP left on the Baron. Going to be secured. Teleport actually used here. Crown Shot coming in. The Baron does fall, and immediately Crown Shot runs away. Realizes that he can't do much more here. Just try to keep Humanoid.
Tier 1 tower and finally take it down, but they cannot wave the... Oh, okay, finally they'll be able to get past her. And when she hits you and you don't hit her, fun fact, doesn't matter what items you have, she's going to win that trade.
She hits Cobby. The sleep comes out. Cobby uses the QSS, but immediately the arrow comes out. Norscaven with the charm, the shutdown. And as you predicted, Venius, if Zoe hits you and you don't hit her, there's not much. But here comes Chachi! Onto the backline, takes down one. Humanoid shuffles in, Pyrion flashes away. Dreams will be the second to follow. It's a 3v3 now as Whirlip and Pyrion just back away. Selfmade does have a flank position if they want to go. Chachi still has the flank position. Ultimate just about up as well. Elder Dragon down to about 3,000 HP. They're trying to catch out Chachi, but the Elder Dragon solo. There's a flash. Chachi jumps onto the back line. The quickness used as well. Dreams is assassinated. Croucher trying to survive on the back. Humanoid shuffles away with the Void Rush from Selfmade. Chasing him. Selfmade takes one. Pyrion goes down as well, but now it's all a Croucher. Cobby comes in from the side. The Blade Caller pulls him back. It's a triple for Cobby, but now he's in a 2v1 situation. Selfmade and Whirlip against Cobby, the only man left alive on the side of Splyce, and SK somehow come out on top.
And while this whole fight was going down, minions were pushing in the top side. Right now, Whirlip is shoving up that middle lane. All Selfmade has to do is stop Cobby from getting back to base. There's no ultimate, no flash on towards Cobby. Selfmade might be able to one-shot him if he can get on top, but he can just wait. He doesn't have to find the engage.
Selfmade is hunting. He's trying to do what he can. You can see Whirlip up in the top lane right now, working through these objectives.
Other members of that team, so he follows up on towards Humanoid, and with that, they get the Baron.
SK get the Baron, but already Splyce have gone across towards Elder Dragon. Sorry, it's already down so low. Norscaven tries to stop him. That's the smite coming out from Xerxes. They'll secure it. Void Rush used by Selfmade, but he's going to be sacrificed, and SK will take the trade.
Elder right there. He went straight in the Phantom. Don't know about that one, buddy. Not having the ultimate.
What will be the case is if Splyce can be proactive and pull the trigger. They have flashes available. They can look to just die. And when they have a numbers advantage, they are this strong, there's no reason why they should be afraid of doing so.
Inhibitor tower goes down in the bottom lane. Chachi pushing in mid. 6 seconds left on self-P. Xerxes popped the Predator, looking for the flash impale if he can get it, but they just force all of SK back, and they take the inhibitor in the bottom lane at the 41-minute mark.
Good decision making there from Splyce. They knew that even with the Baron buff,
Goes in with a charm. Covey was waiting around the corner, not scamming. Down quite low, but already Pyrion has fallen, and Splyce tried to pull the trigger. They thought maybe SK would overstep, and only.
While the ulti from Noskaren isn't available, it is from Chachi. I thought that was going to be it. He decided not to go for it. A couple of flashes still available on the side of SK, but they're showing that respect, they're backing off.
The Devour used as well, though, already by Dreams. Crown Shot doesn't have...
Difficult for SK, they need this to happen, and every time, somehow they make it happen, and that's why they've kept this game going.
Look at Chachi, he's not on a single ward. If he can find the chunk of SK all funneled in towards this corridor, the ward will spot him early. 4,000
HP left on the bounce. Selfmace jumps into that pit as well, but here comes Chachi. Noskaren jumping onto the back line. There's the slicing Maelstrom. Pyrion already down, but Noskaren falls as well. Selfmade on the back line. Crown Shot still alive. Selfmade able to escape towards the back of the pit. Will use that tunnel network, and Humanoid down to about 30 HP. Selfmade's still alive. Cobby goes down, gets one side as he takes down Dreams, and the Baron's still alive though. Humanoid, Crown Shot jumps in, shuffles it back, pushes him away, and that is the Baron going over to Splyce as well. This should be the game.
We'll teleport in, we'll finish off this inhibitor, and Splyce want to even it up.
Splyce did everything they need to in that final fight with only 2 members standing in their way. There's little SK can do, just stop them. Splyce looking to equalize this series.
They take down the 2 inhibitors, and now it's just the Nexus towers in their sights. 10 seconds on Pyrion, 10 on Dreams as well, but they're not going to be up in time to save SK's base. Splyce just looking to equalize the series here. Selfmade takes down 1, then he gets popped into his GA. The second Nexus tower will fall, and Splyce will strike back and tie us up at 1-1.
Got to be whether or not it's top lane Jarvan or the Gragas, and they go with the Gragas in the jungle. They're going to match with the Jarvan, and now I'm just wondering, like, is the rest of SK actually making their way up?
Here he goes in with the EQ. Whirlip chased away here by Xerxes, but Selfmade on his way with the Predator, looking for the body slam, lands it onto 1, Chachi flashes away, Xerxes gets the unbow, Chachi trying to turn it around, Xerxes, full fury, they get him! Whirlip will answer with one with Pyrion on his way up, Chachi no flash of course, Whirlip trying to get away, knocked back with
versus Gragas, and what I really want to focus more on right now is just how the early game looks, because you'll notice that across the board, Splyce actually have advantage.
And I think the idea here is that at 2 items, you're going to hit 40% CDR very early on, as we see an all in top.
Yeah, Whirlip went in with the EQ combo. Chachi just trades back onto him, and Humanoid coming in. The flash forward. There's the Glacial Prism. Locks Whirlip in place. The stopwatch isn't going to stop time for long enough. Cataclysms EQs away. Humanoid with the Glacial Path across the wall. Still has the chase potential. Nice shard will connect, and the long-range shock blast is enough.
And the potential dive, but there is a TP available on Visit Chachi as well.
Dreams tanking up the tower here. There's 3 tower shots actually caught out. Cobby gets so much damage down with the Lifeform disintegration rate, but it's not quite enough. They survive. This is where I'd play gank
coming down. Ooh,
Go
they don't know.
Jump here, and there's the hook straight onto Xerxes. Knocked back with the play as well, and he's down. Dreams gets him. Humanoid now running for the wind as Selfmade comes in from the side. Doesn't have the cast available, and Humanoid will just be able to get back to his tower.
That was the great debate there from Pyrion. Xerxes thought he had him, but brilliantly done. Now Crown Shot has to flash.
Flashes away from the dubstep beat that Vedius was expecting with that Tectonics disruption. Infernal Drake on the card here for SK is the second of the game. We talked about the splitting of the map for Splyce, playing towards that top side. This is what you sacrifice. Now Cobby misses the Tectonics disruption, did have the ultimate if he wanted to go for the steal on the Infernal instead. SK will get it. 4 members down towards the bottom side. That's their second Infernal, 14 minutes in.
Surprised that
we're relatively happy because with the gold earned from Triple H, 1440 on the side of Splyce, they have the early money they need to finish a snowball, whereas SK are comfortable falling down a little bit early on and relying on their team composition as well as the double Infernal Drake scaling to really take... Oh, wait a second.
Not enough to take down Crown Shot, but almost there. Tower will fall in the bottom lane. I did have a look back. The Abyssal Voyage was cancelled with a zap from Crown Shot.
It's really difficult right now for SK to actually force anything. Their best bet is to just slow the game down as much as possible. They want to get
side wave experience as well. You can see Chachi and Humanoid in the side waves. SK will need to be getting all of that CS, or at least as much of it as possible, without giving up too much in the mid lane.
Vizichachi is just doing such good work right here because SK did it a little bit early. I think they pressure on towards the Baron.
And a few minutes ago, I asked, would Splyce be able to have a cleaner mid game? Well, it seems to be exactly that as Whirlib engages down towards the bottom side. Abyssal Voyage used in here, but Whirlib just gets chased out by Chachi. Xerxes there with a flash forward to chase him down. That's one. Norscair and Kobe are here to join this fight if they are needed.
He's the jungler here, but so is the Tahm Kench. And I think that this is such a valuable asset in these 1-3-1s because it just limits even further the options for SK.
And you also have to ask the question,
So does Xerxes. Chachi is pushing up towards that top bottom lane. He's on the inhibitor already. Here goes Humanoid, jumps into the middle of them all. The Ring of Frost, they're onto Period, but he shuffles them back with the soldiers. Organic destruction from Kobe as they take down one, and they're just going to clean them all up. Splyce rout SK. SK had one shot, and they missed it by a mile, and Splyce take them all out.
Splyce were just way too far ahead. They call in the TP, they find the fight around the Baron, and look at this. Kabe playing the bot lane. Vel'Koz has the TP. Are they just going to look for the end because they've got 3 members in the base?
It looks very good for Splyce right now, and I think they're going to go for the game off the back of a single team fight. Splyce are looking to take an edge in the series.
It's been so clean from Splyce. Moment by moment, they knew exactly what they were doing, and after an impeccable early game, an impeccable mid game, Splyce are 1 game away from winning this round of play.
Especially Kalista Morgana is actually a very high pressure lane where you can generate a lot of push. So we may see the Galio in the mid lane as an answer to the Syndra.
Now, seeing the Shenlong...
Is there any way you guys would want to look first? Any way you'd want to discuss first?
Well, no,
wait a
level 1
second.
flash. Oh, he has no flash.
With a taunt, he's got no flash. And Splyce
themselves, they see a lot of, hard CC on the other side or in these fights. They need to stay safe. Wait a second.
Crownshot, one more order would have had the concussive blows, but the Ignite comes out and Crownshot rends down Braum. Flash away from Dreams, flashing by Kobe, one more order. Oh, it's enough. He gets him. Not going to chase him underneath the tower, but ends up being
happening around there and providing vision, even though there hasn't been a gank. You just saw Crownshot was forced to reset, to miss a minion wave. They lost a plate down in that bottom side of the map.
Going for the dive.
Norscair in there with the Glacial Fissure. Catch out Dreams. Kobe's gone very deep. Self-Made there. Lots of damage coming out. There's a hero's entrance as well as Self-Made pops. The Void Seeker gets one. Unstoppable onslaught comes out from Whirlib as they jump onto Xerxes as well, and that's a second. 2 kills across to SK as they counter the dive.
The tower dive was just way too greedy here from Splyce.
Thrown everything towards the top lane to try and secure the first tower of the game.
They just about get it. Kobe was actually hitting minions for a little while there. Maybe would have been able to get the tower if he had decided.
Splyce controlled bot side. They have all the control wards to dominate the vision.
Humanoid caught out, deciding not to use the cleanse, taunted, straight away uses the cleanse, but the Soul Shackle's going to come down as well. He pops the Unleashed Power onto Pyrian, Dreams gets the kill, down towards the bottom side, the Void Rush comes out from Self-Made, double knock-up though, and Kobe can open up with this Vayne. They're going to catch out Dreams, who goes golden, Crownshot caught in the Cataclysm, running away, Dreams down towards the bottom side, Whirlib coming in, the knockback with the decimating charges on Kobe, Crownshot will take him, Dreams will die, and still Whirlib holds off on the ultimate. SK come out on top in the fight though.
Ends up being a 2 for 2, but as you rightly said, SK are the ones that come out on top. They're the ones setting up siege onto this tier 1 and will secure more plates. And honestly, the amount of time that Splyce were able to stall out as Chachi now in danger.
Chased out, he was baiting for a long time there. Just tried to keep fighting against Whirlib, but couldn't do anything.
I think that the cleanse should have just come out immediately from Humanoid. The fact that he holds onto it for too long means he doesn't actually dodge from the
top area of the map. It becomes very easy for Pyrian and Whirlib to knock down this tower. And look how far forward they are. They're sitting inside of the bush looking for...
Here, guys, and I pre-warned you about that.
I am a really good player.
Oh, Norscair's actually fighting in the bottom lane. Crownshot uses the hero's entrance. Norscair forth back, Self-Made gets behind them. Kobe having to jump away with the final hour. Dreams tries to get underneath the tower, but can't land a taunt. Xerxes here in time. Whirlib diving under the tower as well. Forced back. Pyrian was coming in from the side, and Splyce should just give up the pressure on this tower. They can't fight against all 5 members of SK.
SK had the players down here, the numbers advantage, and they will get the tower, but I actually think it's a big mistake from Self-Made at the start. He saw blood in the water on Kobe.
What Self-Made is able to do on this wreck site, it feels like that his presence in counter-ganking towards the bot side of the map. As we can see, a lot of AD is being built on the side of SK, but I love the fact that they're just not slowing down. And much worse if it weren't for the use of Flash from Norscair. So Humanoid needs to be a little bit more.
That Rek'Sai should be fine. Now, one of the strengths of Rek'Sai is she actually has some of the highest AD ratios in the game. You're going to get a lot of value.
Chachi with the taunt onto Crownshot, he cleanses and flashes away. Backline jumped on here by Xerxes, but already forced out. Great taunt by Dreams. Teleport coming in. There's the Glacial Fissure. Whirlwind knocked back. He used the Onslaught of Shadows defensively, but here's the hero's entrance. Fate's Call comes out. Self-made on the flank. Has the Infinity Edge. Remember, he could crit someone.
He's doing it!
Infinity Edge does all the work. Kobe almost dies.
Ultim, you
there
coward!
we go. He void rushes in, but the Stand United is too much.
They got the kill, but then
the Stand United.
Noxgaron gets called out. Okay.
So now they're going Baron.
Wait, they're doing Baron while Selfmade is dead.
With the Stand United.
Just come back off.
Just push mid, take Infernal, it's actually free.
As a note, I have been informed by production that Selfmade 2 days ago tweeted, Infinity Edge is the only viable second item on Rek'Sai.
But he didn't build it in the earlier
Just saying, that's what he tweeted out. Now, mid lane tower goes down. Good call on that end. SK can now pull Infernal Dragon here. Crown shot there as well. Splyce may be looking for the fight because they've split up SK. World has the flank. There's the Infernal. That's all the buffs going over to SK straight away. Chachi has a few spears in his back. Whirlib caught out with the Scatter of the Weak. Crownshot's in the pit. Whirlib has the possibility of an onslaught of shadows here, but SK just want to disengage. Crownshot can jump across the wall, remember, with the Pierce if he needs to. Actually, Pierce is going to jump in. The Fate's Call comes out. SK want the fight. Splyce, the front line is Chachi. Humanoid from the side. There's the Glacial Prison. Xerxes caught out by Whirlib. It's all on Kobe. Watch the AD carries here. Kobe steps forward into the hero's entrance, knocked up, and look at the damage coming out from SK. That Rune Ants from Crownshot's doing absolute work. Chachi takes one. We have a little Stunner's game. As Kobe's still on the front line, he gets one. Can Kobe do it? He's still alive. He gets Self-Made. He gets Pyrian. Somehow Kobe managed to survive and takes down two. And Pyrian and Whirlib have to run for the wind.
SK get the dragon, but they lose the fight. It is Kobe who stays alive, and now it's Chachi hunting down the horse.
The taunt doesn't quite connect, but look at the healing coming out onto Chachi with that Warmogs. Kobe stayed around, condemns Whirlib back, and pins him in his...
Oh, it's gearing up. We're going late with this one, and we're going big.
So, we talked earlier about armor. Ooh, we might not have time. Look at Whirlib, he's dead.
Whirlib, hero's entrance comes out. He's not dead yet. Betty, his Dreams comes in, has the taunt as well. Catches Chachi, catches another. Self-made, looking for that flank position. Could get onto Humanoid. Norscaron takes a little bit of chip. Xerxes there with the Cataclysm as well, but he's just going to run his way out with the EQ combo. And Whirlib definitely not dead yet, as he has escaped down towards the bottom side.
He's split apart with
Kobe! Next, Kobe just going in onto Self-Made here. Jumping forward with the flash. Self-Made gets away. Norscaron with the Glacial Fissure, though, catches out one. Chachi there. Xerxes joining the fight as well as Kobe. Continues to tumble forward. Continues to try and condemn SK to defeat, but can't quite land those final shots.
Kobe saw the Infinity Edge. I was like,
Chachi's going to catch Self-Made. He's not tanky enough. He goes golden, but all he's doing is stopping his death. Splyce get one. Crownshot knocked in, uses the cleanse, jumps forward, it's the AD carries going in, Humanoid, he's somehow he survives, and now Crownshot has to dance backwards, use that martial cadence, come back away from the fight. SK have Whirlib, no onslaught of shadows yet, but Pyrian has the slows, there's the binding onto Norscaron, Crownshot there, Chachi can't quite land the stun, but puts down the Spirit's Refuge, he's going to be alive for the moment as he gets back away from the fight with Gargoyle Stoneplay. SK looking for the resets here, they've caught out one, Self-Made stood down for 20 seconds, but
down because now you look at it, and there's so many summoner spells, the flash is missing on Crownshot, but
maybe looking for a bit of an engage, but Whirlib takes a chunk from those spheres. You can continue. Oh, Norscaron had to flash. Chachi caught.
Just turns on this.
But he can't take.
He taunts him up. Knocked back, there's the void rush to dodge it out. The Glacial Fissure comes out as well, but he's dead. And the hero's entrance now gets into the backline. Xerxes with a great lockup onto Pyrian, onto Whirlib. Crownshot though could still do some damage here. The Fate's Call pulls them back. Norscaron very low. You can see Humanoid ticking away on the tormented soil. Kobe trying to get on towards that front line. Gets that shut down onto Pyrian. Now he's on Crownshot. The Stand United. It's enough. We're going to keep him alive. He gets away from the back of the fight, and Dreams goes down as well. It's a double kill for Kobe, and Splyce come out on top.
Splyce absolutely dumpster that team fight. Now they're looking for more. Kobe on the prowl. What a play from him. They single out Self-Made at the start, and from there it's easy, and it doesn't matter if SK have triple Infernal, double Mountain, it's still Splyce to get the Baron.
And this time we saw how squishy Self-Made was and how quickly he died. He took a tunnel into the enemy jungle, and he just walked straight into Vizichachi. The Black Shield wasn't in range, which meant that that was the prime opportunity for Splyce as well. So it's something that SK have to constantly respect, and impressively, Vizichachi's actually forcing the Hecarim back to wave and come out on top.
Yeah, the Baron buff is the ultimate equalizer when it comes to one-v-one matchups inside. Oh,
Ground shot straight into the GA. The Unleashed Power is just too much damage. Dreams forced away as well. Pyrian opened up on by Kabe here. Dreams gets the Justice Punch in self-made just way too late before he even joins the party. Will pop the Void Rush, but shut down onto Crown Shot, shut down onto Dreams. SK's hopes in this game are being shut down by Splyce.
It is just Pyrian and Whirlib left to defend. Now most of Splyce are relatively low at the moment, so I don't know if they can look for the end, but they surely look for the inhibitor. Chachi just went back to base and he has the TP to regroup.
He's going to use it. Whirlib and Pyrian are the last line of defense. You just said it, Ender, but Splyce, they have Fnatic set in their eyes. They want to make it to round 2. Let's see if SK can...
Whirlib gets onto the backline. He shuts down Humanoid, but he will go pop straight into the GA. Now there is a cannon minion here, so 20 seconds on the rest of SK. They'll take down Whirlib. It's all on Pyrian. Dreams up in 7, but the Nexus towers have already taken damage.
And Kabe has gone legendary with 10 kills. Splyce look to close.
Splyce, it looked like SK may have taken game 4, but Splyce come a-knocking. They sweep SK under the map, and they prove that they belong amongst the best teams in the LEC.
After a good regular season, Splyce come into playoffs as heavy favorites, and while game 1 definitely showcased some mistakes, they cleaned things up. And they were able to get some very impressive in the late game, in the final game that mattered the most.
Yeah, the team fights early on in the series were impressive to watch from them. That game 3, they showed a completely different style.
Yes.
It was impressive from them. The 1-3-1 comp, they show that it's not just the one-dimensional play style. That they have other tricks up their sleeve, and now going into round 2 after 3-1 victory, looking pretty solid.
And it was something that you mentioned as well in the game, and that the armor items really did come into fruition later on into the game. Having that front line for Kobe to play around just kind of unleashed the beast. You know, they soaked up so much damage. You said so many members got so low health, and just kind of showcased that SK's composition could only do so much. And unfortunately, they just couldn't get through that front line, which then allowed Kobe to clean up.
What I think I really like from Splyce in this series is that little bit of versatility that they showed in game 3 as well, playing completely through the early game, shoring up that mid game that has been a weakness from them. It feels like they've used the couple of weeks we've had from the end of the split to now to really work on their weaknesses and become a stronger, cohesive unit.
They certainly have, and on the other side of things, SK, it's a team that, again, not everyone expected to be making playoffs in their first split back